So we don't teach our children anything.
My motherly instincts are screaming at me that the schooling system is not for my kids.
What can school give them that I can't?
Education.
Have you ever felt like you were missing out on something the whole world had experienced? Maybe it's something small, like knowing what 6'7" actually means, and once you find out, being thankful that the trend finally died. But imagine missing out on something way more personal, your entire childhood education, all because your parent didn't want you to learn about the world outside of their control.
My times tables, which I could learn my children at home.
Exhausting days at home with no structure, just piles of chores to complete, lonely nights spent watching your friends have fun through a screen.
Anything else, algebra, anything like that, you can Google or use on a calculator. I think it's about learning off other people.
All because your parent is convinced your school is a prison trying to indoctrinate you into a cult of inclusivity.
I think school's a prison. I pulled the girls out of school about 4 or 5 months ago now. So what's your favourite thing about not going to school? Can't be just your phone.
Let's be real, every kid dreams of staying home from school with no rules and no curriculum, but be careful what you wish for in the Suspool.
I have decided that I'm going to be doing unschooling.
Given enough unstructured time, that childhood fantasy can slowly morph into an adult nightmare, one where the world feels permanently out of reach.
Back to school, to prove to Dad that I'm not a fool.
So picture this, you're a 5th grader having a great day at school. Your friends are playing hide and seek on the playground, your teacher is walking you through the wonders of the solar system, and at lunch, you're getting all the tea about your schoolyard crush. The bell rings and you rush to your health class. After a long day of learning and laughing, you step off the school bus and head inside to decompress in front of the TV. Your mom makes you a snack and starts unpacking your bag. But then she finds a handout from health class. Something shifts and her mood changes. Confused by her anger, you try to reassure her that everything's fine, but it's too late. She's already picked up the phone to call your school, absolutely furious about what they're teaching. Now, all you think about is how embarrassed you'll feel walking past the front desk tomorrow, except tomorrow never comes. When you wake up the next morning, the bus doesn't stop at your house and your lunch pail is empty. Full of anxiety about missing the test in math class today, you walk into your mom's room, interrupting her vlog, and ask why school is canceled. So she turns off her ring light, sits you down, and breaks the news. You're never going back to school, and she is now your new teacher. Welcome to the chaos. Oh, hi, hello, it's Swoop, and welcome to the dark waters of the Suspool, the place where everything and everyone is sus. Maybe even us. Come on in, the water's fine. Hello there, welcome back, Suspirians. Grab your passports and high school diplomas because today we're taking a trip across the pond to answer the question, is a proper education really that bloody important? that was a terrible accent.
You're saying it wrong. It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
If you're new here, welcome to my second channel. On my main channel, Swoop, I do full-length deep dives, and over here, clearly we don't. We skinny dip into the dark waters of the Suspool. Absolutely everything is unhinged. So welcome to the chaos. I promise I'll stop at some point. If you're into mind-bending dark and twisted tales and terrible accents, subscribe to this channel, okay? Bring a towel, tell your friends, and go ahead and send the like button to Saturday detention for stealing all the answers off your final exam. See what happens. Actually, now that I look at it, over 30% of you who regularly watch the Suspool week after week aren't yet subscribed. And you might even think that you are. I get so many comments from people saying that you thought you were subscribed or you were like mysteriously unsubscribed without knowing. So double check, make sure you're subscribed, turn on all notifications, and let's lock in, honey. Also, big, huge thank you to everyone who's been hyping the videos. That is really helping us to expand our reach. So I so appreciate that. Thank you so, so much. You can also join our Patreon community. We've got over 5,000 members on Patreon. Can y'all imagine? I love our Patreon community so much. You can get exclusive access to 4 more videos per month, plus the entire back catalog of videos that are only available on Patreon, including the podcast. We also have free tiers, so you can get free content over there as well, plus the additional support tiers. Now, y'all, I've got to say, like, while I was researching this topic of unschooling, it got me thinking about our education system. And you know what I really wish somebody taught me as a kid in school? How money actually works. Like, seriously though, like, who cares about calculating the missing angle of an isosceles triangle? Like, teach me how to build savings. Like, how the heck do I make the money that I worked for actually work for me? Which is why I love today's sponsor, Chime, America's #1 choice for banking, with millions of members offering a smarter way to manage your money. No monthly fees, fees, no overdraft fees, no minimum balance fees, and their high yield savings account earns 3.75% APY. That's 9 times the national average. Great. What does that actually mean? So if you had $10,000 in a high yield savings account earning 3.75% APY, that's $382 in interest over a year, compared to about only the $38 you would earn in a regular savings account with national average APY, for money that was just sitting there anyways. Seriously, like what could you use an extra $382 for? That's a car payment, that's a flight somewhere. Setting up a high yield account has changed how I see money. It's super quick and easy. You set it up once, your money grows automatically. I'm literally earning interest while I sleep. And right now you can also get up to a $350 bonus with a new Chime Checking Account exclusively through my link in the description, so make sure to check it out. And speaking of getting extra money back, Chime also has a Chime Card where you can get 5% cash back in a category of your choice, including things like groceries, gas, dining, or travel. And you choose your category every month depending on what fits your life that you were going to make anyways. Like if you spend $1,000 a month on groceries, because yes, I've seen the prices, that is $600 in cash back over a year. $600. Chime also has tools that make savings easier, like roundups, which round eligible purchases to the nearest dollar and automatically move the difference into savings, so you're building your savings without having to think about it. I wish somebody had taught me more about this stuff growing up and in school, which is why I want you to keep more of your money and earn on it, and Chime does too. Make the switch to Chime and go to chime.com/swoop2. It'll be the top link of the description box, or you can scan the QR code that you see on screen. It only takes a few minutes to sign up, and make sure you go through my link for the up to $350 bonus. That's chime.com/swoop2 and join the millions who are already banking fee-free today, and treat yourself, honey. You deserve it. Okay, strap on your swimsuit, grab your nose plugs, and let's dip in to the Suspool.
I'm a millionaire businesswoman and I dropped out of school at 14. For people that judge me on my parenting, I don't really care.
The snatch subject of today's Suspool is Casey Ann Clark, a MomTok influencer from Kent, England, who's been swimming merrily down the stream of the Suspool since publicizing her very problematic decision to pull her grade school girls out of the traditional education system before they even turned 10, with no real plan for homeschooling them, okay?
They get their outfits, they do the hair, do the skincare. They know about designer, they've known about it for a very, very long time.
This is Chanel, this is Louis Vuitton, Rolex.
Listen, we're gonna get into this. We're gonna talk about stuff. I'm not coming for homeschooling. I know that there are incredible programs and incredible at-home teachers and parents who are teaching their children, and that's a very viable thing for a lot of people who are doing it appropriately and have like the right training, and all of that kind of stuff is very important. This is different. She's just like, I don't even know that I'm going to teach them. I just don't want them in school.
So the reason I've took the girls out of school is because I do think that the school is a prison.
And what's especially eyebrow raising about this ignorance is bliss lifestyle is that Casey Ann's controversial parenting isn't just an isolated incident. Her public journey as a mom, or mum, M-U-M rather, who has chosen to unschool her children, reflects a broader, more concerning trend among content creating moms. Yes, the influencers are out here de-schooling. They're not just de-influencing, they're de-schooling. That's gonna go great, I'm sure.
So we don't teach our children anything. Everything that they learn is in response to either their interests or their questions. We have no curriculum, we have no school hours. We really just respond whenever they want to know something and do our best to make sure they really get it.
And it's kind of offering us a glimpse into the dangerous implications that come with an unschooling lifestyle, rooted in basically snatching children and taking them away from the outside world.
Gee, I can't wait till I go to high school.
Don't you say that. Don't you ever say that.
This isn't the first time a momfluencer has landed in the Suspool for holding a grudge against schools either. You may remember the anxiety-inducing story of Kelsey Ray. Remember Kelsey Ray, the DIY momtrepreneur who made a spectacle about pulling her kids out of school in order to promote her alleged multi-level marketing scheme, aka MLM schemes. Yeah, that one.
My motherly instincts are screaming at me that the schooling system is not for my kids, okay? So like I've not wanting to put him in there, but let's just face it, it's a free babysitter. And you know, we got shit to do. We're trying to create a financial, stable life for these kids. I have decided, I'm pretty sure I've made the final decision that I'm going to be doing unschooling.
That happened. Today, we're going even deeper into this concerning mom talk trend. And really, it's a parent talk trend. It's just there's a lot of moms on TikTok that are talking about it, but fathers and all kinds of parents are doing this as well. And so we're going to look at this to educate ourselves, at least someone's got to get into education around here, on why more and more parents are refusing to let their kids go to school with the sussy story of Casey Ann Clark.
So boring. I know, I don't even know why we come to school anymore, I can't even lie. Mums, who's that girl? She knew or something, obviously. Hi!
Now, Casey Ann Clark officially surfaced in the Suspool when the YouTube channel Truly released a short documentary on her lifestyle titled, "I Refuse to Send My Kids to School." Just straight to the point. We appreciate an honest queen, okay? Now, the doc offered an unfiltered look at the everyday reality of Casey Ann's unconventional homeschooling methods, and it wasn't all, you know, like beer and Skittles. I wrote beer and Skittles because it's apparently a British slang. If I'm wrong, you're welcome, and I'm sorry.
She does not agree with it. What can school give them that I can't?
Education.
Prior to that doc, Casey Ann wasn't new to the spotlight. She's been making content consistently for years online, a lot of which features her young kids, who I will obviously be blurring out for their safety. She broadcasts her extravagant lifestyle to 130,000 followers on TikTok, posting about her work as a local English esthetician, girl boss, a mom of 4, and a queen of all things lighthearted, carefree living, or so it seems.
When your haters can't understand how they haven't broken you.
Her biggest hits on the Clock app showcase just how much pride she takes in being a mom. And girl, let me tell you, okay? Casey Ann's been busy creating human beings, okay? It is a blessed thing. And she's been out here just making the babies and making the humans. Having 2 baby boys in 2 years, can you imagine? Like, I can't even fathom 1, let alone 2, let alone in that short of a time. So flowers to all the parents out there, making the humans and making the moves and having careers and doing your shit and persevering on. Parents deserve flowers. Good parents, good responsible parents deserve their flowers. Y'all the real ones out there, especially the moms out there. Shout out to you. But back to the lady du jour. Her most viewed TikTok with 1.9 million views says, and I quote, "This is your sign to have your next one right away." Honey, that's not a sign for me. That ain't a sign for me. You can post a sign in your front lawn. Don't you cross my fence. Do not bring that sign over to my fence. Although wait, does that sign also apply to adopting cats? Because I fear I don't have any room for another litter box. But you know, miracles can happen.
Attention kids! I urge you to accept me as your ruler.
Now, I will say, I think my favorite viral video of hers has to be the vlog from the time that she locked herself out of her home. That's been viewed over 1 million times.
I've locked myself out, and the front door is locked, so I can't even go around the back and get back in. No, because I'm getting ready. Oh, now the door handle's falling off. I'm about to have a nervous fucking breakdown over this door. You bastard. Who fucking got in? I did.
These videos paint the picture of a fiercely confident woman. Maybe in that world I could talk her out of her problematic Suspool side quest that was on full display in the Truly documentary. Then there's also her casual, like, get ready with me to spend Saturday with the kids vlog that's racked up 1.6 million views, partly because of her approach to being a cheeky beauty momfluencer, and partly because she's 33 years old, which a lot of people have engaged with that idea in the comments. I genuinely don't care about women's ages, and I really think that we should stop trying to shame women for being too old, too young, or in the between. It's very ageist, misogynist, sexist, all of those things, like all of the red-pilled men do. And leave that shit there.
And then, yeah, I'm done. Sunday with the children. I need to remember I'm 30. I'm dressed like a teenager. Oh, help me.
Mysterious thing, time.
Hi, I'm Cassie-Ann. I work in the health and aesthetic industry and also influencing on social media. So I've got 2 babies.
I just realized I was calling her Cassie-Ann. It's the accent, okay? So we're gonna blur the kids.
Bug and Bunny, they're 8 and 9, and then I have a new one on the way who is called Johnny Blue. So normally we'd get up and it'd be a rush all morning trying to get them dressed and waking them up, going to school. We don't really have a hectic morning as such.
That's code for we don't have any structure anymore, and it's more convenient for me. Like if I was to be firm about this, now it seems like they don't have any type of structure, right? They don't have a regimen, and I think that is not good for the development of kids. I think most parents that I've ever talked to, parents that I've had conversations with when I was researching some other topics, have underscored the deep importance of schedule, something predictable in the kid's life, something to go to, rules that they need to follow, guidelines, all of that kind of stuff are almost crucial and critical for the development of most kids.
So I pulled the girls out of school about 4 or 5 months ago now. I already knew they weren't going to stay in education after year 6, but the way that the schooling system is, I removed them beforehand.
I also need to underscore, because we're gonna blur the kids. They have their hair wrapped in, like those heatless, like those silk kind of, they're like tubes or like scarf type things. And you can wrap your hair around it and it creates heatless curls in the morning. So the kids are what did she say, 8, 9, 10? Very, very young. And they've got what looks like false lashes or lash extensions going on, and their hair is wrapped up in those heatless curls overnight. There obviously is, for a very, very young age for these girls, importance and time spent and placed on making them look older than they are, making them look more glamorous, making them prettier, doing the eyelashes and all of these types of things, making sure the hair is curled. And that makes, I'm not their mom. I don't know if some of you parents out there do this for very, 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 very young kids, but it makes me very uncomfortable. It feels like it's trying to age them up and age them into a bracket where the parent, the mom in this case, feels like, oh, look at my daughters, they're like little beauty queens. And I'm like, no, that can be a very slippery slope. And it's already setting up these very young, developing, impressionable brains and minds to thinking, number one, that they're not cute or pretty enough just as they are, as they came, as they were born, and that they need to do something to enhance their looks. And I really don't love that.
Reasons where I don't like
literally the youngest girl has the thickest false lashes or those extensions on. And it's this is a problem. In my opinion, I get it, beauty, yes, it washes off, the hair, the curls come out. It's not about that. It's about, why do little girls need to look glamorous? For who? Who's it for? Why do they need to be aged up like that? Our society has literally judged women every step of the way at every single age possible. When I was a literal child being preyed upon by a significantly older man in a position of power, adults in the room just watched it happen and looked the other way, and they would make excuses of things like, oh, but she's so mature for her age. So I was forced to, and I was perceived by people and treated by adults in the room as somebody much older when I was literally a child. It was an excuse that they used to not give a shit about what I was going through as a literal child. Who was it for?
What's being taught in school. I believe a child learns more from freedom on the outside of school rather than sitting in a classroom for 6 to 8 hours.
And I don't know why there's not the understanding that the two can coexist at the exact same time. You can sit in school for a few hours, a number of hours, 4, 6, 8, whatever the hours are, and learn structure and science and math and education, reading, writing, all of that very important stuff. You can learn those things, how to listen to authority, how to follow instruction, all of those things that we've already recapped. You can do those things and then go home and also have a life at home, before, during, and after school. Those are life skills, and you can also learn how to do chores, how to create businesses, and how to, do some basic accounting and stuff if you're gonna get into business one day. If you want them to be business owners, you can still do that as well, two existing at the same time.
The girls, they didn't have a say in what I was gonna do with their future and their education.
And I hate that. I hate that for them. I hate it because it's stripped away a very, very important option for them, which is school. It's one thing if a parent is like, I don't care that you want to stay in this bed right now when you're perfectly fine and you're acting like I don't want to go to school today, Mom, I don't want to go to school. I don't care, you're going to school. Get your bag, get your stuff, you're going to school. It's one thing when it's like you're not giving them the choice to flake out on something, but you snatched away their option at an education.
If they still want to go to school or university, college, they can. But for now, they go by my rules whilst they live under my house.
While they live under your house, what, until they're 18? I don't know what it's like in the UK, but here it would be like until they're 18. How are they gonna go to uni? How are they gonna go to college if they don't have an education that precedes it? How are they going to go to university if they haven't graduated high school? How are they gonna go to high school if they dropped out of middle school and elementary school? How does that work?
Is there anything you miss about school?
So they asked the kids, the girls, is there anything you miss about school?
I miss my friends at school.
That's a big one. I miss my friends at school because we don't know how much they are allowed to interact with other kids. That's a big part of going to school if you can, right? For kids that are capable of being in a school environment setting. Obviously, it's not ideal for every single child on the planet, but for those that can, interacting with friends, making friends, learning the ins and outs of human interaction is very important. And they're literally saying, I miss my friends.
What do you miss about school?
Like,
You don't miss nothing about school? Nothing at all?
no, because I can text my friends.
So what's your favourite thing about not...
You text my friends is so sad. Do you just exist in text message instead of in-person interaction? It's so sad. And that ain't good for psychological development. There's a lot of science to back that up.
Can't be just your phone, because you're on a phone ban at the minute. On a Monday, the children have tutoring and education, and then every single day, set days that I do things. I work my own hours.
Does that sound like they only have tutoring and education on Monday and then every other day is not that? That's what it sounded like. I'm glad at least they're having something.
And they kind of work around me. So when I'm not working, we have education and then playtime. They'll do cooking, they'll do cleaning. And
so their education is cooking and cleaning, it sounds like. This is what I'm ascertaining from this.
They'll learn about being domestic.
They'll learn about being domestic. There we go. The trad wife had to enter the chat at some point in time. That's such a loaded statement.
What else do you like about being at home rather than school?
So we don't have to.
Don't have to what?
Work. Do maths or do English or do science.
She's literally saying that they're getting a tutoring and an education, and then she's like, what do you like about not being in school? And they're like, because we don't have to. We don't have to do math and English and science. That is terrifying. Okay, we gotta domesticate these girls. Okay, we gotta start them young, domesticate them. And they're like, yeah, we love that we don't have to learn English.
And what do you learn at home that you don't learn there?
Clean up.
What do you learn at home that you don't learn at school? How to clean up. It's literally like Trad Wife 101. Start them young. Start them young. My gosh. Now, since her kids' names are Bug and Bunny, it's kind of iconic. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of iconic, okay? That must make her, I don't know, like the Tasmanian devil, because some of these hot takes are giving scorched earth chaos.
Okay, boys, take her away.
Now, we are about to get into some truly concerning territory, and let me just reiterate, I'm not a mom. Except to like 5,000 adorable, perfect angel kitties who would never do anything mischievous, okay? My cats are angels and they're perfect. But I am approaching the Suspool as a concerned member of society who is seeing meaningful education being eroded every day and teachers who work extremely hard for their students being taken for granted and undercut constantly by terrible wages, government, bureaucracy, red tape, BS, the general public just being disgracefully just awful to educators for reasons that I can't wrap my brain around. I might not have kids, but I was a kid, right? I have experiences, and I think we are doing bad things to a lot of teachers, good teachers out there.
A lot of these kids don't know how to read because they have had things read to them, or they can click a button and have something read out loud to them. Their attention spans are waning because everything is high stimulation. They can just scroll, watch less than a minute. They can't sit still for very long.
I'm also seeing an alarming rise of illiteracy and general lack of educated minds in younger generations. It is bad, real bad, and making people stupider for no bloody reason is a big bad for all of us.
Everywhere you look, you will see the headlines. Kids these days don't know how to read. Literacy is on the decline, kids don't read for pleasure anymore, and some want to say that we are living through a literacy crisis.
Didn't actually complete any GCSEs because I got kicked out, but I am very intelligent, may I add.
So in the Kelsey Ray Suspool video that we did previously, we explored how effective homeschooling can be when it's done right. There are plenty of reasons why someone might choose to homeschool their child that are very valid reasons. Hopefully it is always for the best interest of the child and not out of some weird vendetta against the school system or against, I don't know, political reasons that people are turning schooling and education into things. But also we have to remember that there are children living with disabilities, that it may be more advantageous for the child's development to be at home with the family. There's literally so many reasons why. So again, in no way am I saying all homeschooling is sus, but in Casey Ann's case, the schooling part just doesn't really seem to be in the classroom with us.
More out of life for the kids than sitting for all their childhood in a classroom.
She justifies taking her kids out of school at such a young age by saying that it would have happened eventually anyways, which sounds like the kind of thing someone would say who decided education is the enemy.
The girl's dad is fine with my decision. I think that pulling the girls out, especially their background being travellers, they do come out of education early anyway, so it was gonna happen within time. It was just the fact that I pulled them out earlier.
It's kind of like saying because you're gonna graduate college, you might as well drop out. Like that kind of thinking might make sense for older kids who've discovered like a specific passion or are ready to take early community college classes or go to specialized schools. But at just 8 and 9 years old, these kids haven't even finished 5th grade yet. Like how the hell are they supposed to step in and say, excuse me, Mommy, I'd actually like to have a chance in this world before AI slides in and ruins everything all at once anyways. And I find it especially unfair to the younger sibling who has to live her life exactly the same as her older sister without getting a fair shot at an education. Casey Ann even dresses them the same, like they're just an extension or accessory to herself, but you know, at least they're twinning in all the designer clothes, so they're very lucky, okay? Love that for you.
So after chores, the girls come up, they get their outfits, they're always matching, they get their outfits, they do the hair, do the skincare. They know about designer, they've known about it for a very, very long time.
This is Chanel, this is Louis Vuitton, Rolex, Tom Ford, Dior.
So I like the girls to have nice things purely because, one, I've got it myself and I know what it feels like to have nice things. And then two, if they've got it from young, they can't be bribed with when they're older or given gifts and feel like it's everything to them. I'm a millionaire businesswoman and I dropped out of school at 14. I do believe me coming out of school early has had a big influence on the children. Reason being, I've had no GCSEs, but yet I've built very, very big successful businesses.
Great, so yeah, I mean, her kids can identify a Louis Vuitton bag before they can identify an isosceles triangle. It feels like Casey Ann is inadvertently like making her kids grow up before their time, robbing them of their childhood. Again, like, been there, experienced that. Like she even, oh, this is so wild. She literally gets their eyelashes done at her salon and admits to tinting their eyebrows, which is so deeply unhinged. Susan, what the bloody hell is happening? Can kids just be kids? Let them explore life and get an education and just like be supported, and maybe like we don't have to like train them from a very young age that for some reason their natural looks are not good enough. I don't know, can we just?
I get my lashes done every few weeks. I like getting my lashes done because it gets the vibe.
I've always tinted their eyebrows since they were babies and like had their ears pierced young. I've got very good, well-mannered, polite children that say, please, thank you.
This short documentary has been posted across multiple platforms, including Casey Ann's personal TikTok and the official Truly account, where it has, again, amassed millions of views. But the viewer response is kind of different depending where you look. For example, the comments under Truly's accounts are full of concern, with people making valid points, saying things like, quote, I learned cooking, cleaning, and still went to school, these poor girls. And over on the publication's TikTok, MomTok, very different platform, one person aptly pointed out, quote, they're not going to get to university or college without any qualifications, though. Even Casey Ann's own mom is concerned for her granddaughter's futures.
My mom is anti taking them out of school. She does not agree with it, but obviously I'm the parent and what I say goes.
Life is about learning the negative things. For children, it's important these days, I think, to learn certain skills you cannot give them at home.
What can school give them that I can't?
Education. I believe taking them out of school because of your beliefs is right, but the timing is wrong.
Meanwhile, over on Casey Ann's re-upload of the same clip, the comments from her fans have an entirely different tone. Quote, I have to be honest, nothing I learned in school is benefiting me besides multiplying my money. Now, I don't know if this person is joking, but I'm gonna take it as if they're being like serious. I'm gonna be so real here, as I am. I'm gonna continue to be. I'm gonna be very, very, very real. I get the idea of joking about what we did or didn't learn in school. But the reality is we actually learn an insane amount, whether it feels like it or not, whether we retained all of it or not. Like, one important variable is the socialization factor. For many kids, going to school instills deeply important life lessons on interacting with other human beings, other kids, authority figures, and it helps establish the ability to learn and follow rules, set schedules, have order in their lives, and understand what it means to take that learning home and apply it in real life. I think those lessons alone are truly invaluable. And I'm not even going to get into the fact that for many kids from vulnerable communities or abusive homes, school can become a place of safety and sanctuary for kids. And yes, we learn how to read, write, compose essays, which are integral to brain development. We learned, at least hopefully, the basics of math, how to type, what the hell science is and why it matters in spite of what our own unhinged government tries to tell you. You learn things like problem solving, critical thinking, history. If you're not in some BS school where they banned actual history, you learn how to speak in front of a room of people, how to step out of your comfort zone and ask questions. Dare I say you learn some media literacy, even if TikTok is just going to erase that from everyone's brains anyways. There is so much that we actually learn in school. Thank you. Major applause to all of our educators, all of you. I cherish you so much. So I get why it might be a funny thing to joke about. I didn't learn anything in school. It's also, in a serious note, a disservice to our incredible educators who spend their lives creating better generations. Okay. Rant done. Thank you. Back to the comments on the documentary. Just like there are criticisms, there are people who are cheering her on for calling school a prison. Yeah, quote, good on you, Mom. People will always have an opinion on your choices. Just do what you want regardless and be happy. Respect to her, wealthy woman, and a legacy. Now, the stark contrast in audience opinion shows just how easily the internet becomes like an echo chamber and how influencer audiences often rally around and adapt the beliefs being presented to them, aka the exact opposite of critical thinking.
Really mature, saying exactly what I said.
And like, look, I get that school can be hard, right? And we're not even talking about like neurodivergence and like what it's like to navigate that. And yes, I am speaking from experience. It is wild. It's a wild thing. But as someone who's neurodivergent, school and socialization wasn't particularly easy on me. And it still is absolutely not. I still am untreated with my neurodivergence because I'm allergic to the medication. That's fun. But I didn't always feel like I belonged or was learning anything that I would use, but my mind and my horizons were developing at the time I was a kid. And fun fact, I managed to find a way, and now I'm a college graduate with not 1, but 2 degrees. And that's not a flex. It's just facts, although I don't know, have I earned the right to flex for once in my life? Like, I busted my ass for those degrees, and I wouldn't change that for the world. So yes, as I've said before, I am a learned bitch. Together we are a learned bunch. Why do you think I call you all my dear Suspirians? And I worry that these young girls won't have access to any of those opportunities.
For people that judge me on my parenting, I don't really care. So if they've got something to say, I just take it with a pinch of salt.
So much of schooling isn't just about learning the things a calculator can do, in Casey Ann's words.
They want to know about maths, this, that, and the other. I couldn't tell you, apart from knowing my times tables, which I could learn my children at home, Anything else, algebra, anything like that, you can Google or use on a calculator.
Did you know, dear Suspirians, shockingly, that taking kids out of school is actually a rising trend in the United Kingdom at the moment? The BBC reported the following, quote, at least 66,496 children moved to home education in 2023-2024. In 2019 through 2020, the figure was 28,558. So tens of thousands more kids have been pulled out of school. Now, one UK principal shared his concerns about what that means for children in an interview with ITV.
There are children that might not be in a safe environment, and we feel, I suppose, powerless to be able to support those young people if we're not seeing them every day.
While many parents do a brilliant job, extra safeguards, including a children not in school register, will soon become law.
On TikTok, an American girl who was successfully homeschooled growing up, like so many are, again, it can be done effectively, warns that there's a fine line between proper homeschooling and child neglect.
And at the end of the year, if you're doing it legally, your kids are supposed to take the same standardized tests to prove that they can move up to the next grade, and you're actually teaching them things. And if you don't follow these state mandated guidelines, that's just child neglect. You're not homeschooling your child, you're neglecting them.
Now, in the case of Casey Ann, it's hard for me to not feel like she's taken her kids out of school for selfish reasons, because after the documentary dropped, she posted a response video to all of the backlash, explaining more of her reasoning, and it turns out, sadly, it's partially because of her anti-trans beliefs. Yes, her hatred of another group of people who ain't bothering her is why she is now pulling her kids out of school and they're not getting an education. Think about that. You thought about it? Okay, why do shitty decisions like this almost always wind up tied to some sort of destructive bigotry? That's my question. Is that a Van Cleef? The only reason that I would ever know what the hell a Van Cleef necklace looks like is from that Becca Bloom Swoop doc that we did. That's the only reason I know. So I already know if that's Van Cleef and the real thing, that necklace is a cool, couple $1,000s? Don't quote me, but I think it's a couple of $1,000s. It's expensive, okay.
So I've been asked to do a video of why my girls are homeschooled and why I took them out and how you do it. So everyone's reasons are different, but this was my reason. So Bug and Bunny are in year 4 and 5 now.
Grade 4 and 5.
And they're 8 and 9, and I took them out completely. They get home tutored once a week on a Monday for an hour each subject each. So maths an hour each, English an hour each, all core subjects.
We'll listen to the rest, see if there's more. So far, they get a week. They get 1 hour of English a week, 1 hour of math a week, 1 hour of science a week. Did she say science?
Each, so maths an hour each, English an hour each, all core subjects.
All core subjects. I hope history's in there. 1 hour a week. Okay, let's continue.
What I'm doing with them at home is Wednesdays they go to my mum, and my mum was a chef back in the day, and they're learning how to cook properly.
Domesticated. This is going swimmingly.
From scratch cook.
Oh, bloody hell. Okay. I am terrified. I am more terrified than I thought I was going to be.
And then on a Thursday I'll take them swimming lessons or do something.
Swimming lessons. This is not an education, okay? Swimming lessons can happen in addition to school. 1 hour of English a week is terrifying. Terrifying.
And then Friday they go and see their dad anyway. But in the meantime, if they're at home, they do have workbooks and things like that to do.
What does that mean? Workbooks and things like that? Well, I don't know what that means. Workbooks on how to scrub the dishes counterclockwise versus clockwise? What are we talking about?
So the reasons I took my girls out is, number one, I don't agree with the way the schooling system is anymore. I don't agree with how they do the lessons. I don't agree with some of the lessons that they do.
What do you mean how the school system is anymore? Compared to what? Compared to what? Like the caveman days where they were etching a lesson on a tombstone? I don't know. Compared to what? How different is the school system? Again, this all comes with a grain of salt and understanding that there are some areas of the education system that are quite literally burning and banning books from history because God forbid they teach actual real history. God forbid we talk about slavery in this country. Oh my gosh, it's outlawed. It never happened. It never happened, Susan. It's a lie. It's a big lie. But I don't know what she means. Except this sounds like the way someone talks around their bigotry and prejudice, and that being the reason why you took your kids out of the school.
They do the lessons. I don't agree with some of the lessons that they do, if you know what I'm talking about.
If you know what I'm talking about, that's exactly what it is. It's bigotry and prejudice. Because of her bigotry and prejudice, she is disadvantaging her own kids, and that's very sad. And it happens a lot. It even happens in the way people vote. They would rather vote against their own self-interests and humanity's interests as long as they can continue to hate whatever they consider to be other.
This is going to be a hit and miss, but I don't agree with the whole transgender thing. I don't agree with the children. I've got 2 daughters learning about sex ed.
I didn't see that one coming. We don't want our kids to learn and understand about the human body. I feel like these are important conversations to have because if children are kept very, very ignorant and in the dark of their bodies and boundaries and what is safe for their bodies, that they can be preyed upon by people who try to convince them that their bodies don't have boundaries. That's a big part of the whole education around sex education. And that is very, very concerning to me.
I don't know why it's suddenly giving me eyelashes, but hey, I'm here for it. No, the eyelashes are absolutely throwing me because I'd rather just know that I haven't got them on. But I don't know how to get rid of it without discarding the last video. So yeah, I don't agree with what they're doing in the classrooms. I don't agree with...
And that's the reason why people will get behind stuff like this. You'll see some people get behind and be like, yes, more power to you. Amen, brother. It's because they too harbor so much hatred in their hearts that they would rather support or do a disservice to the education of the future generations. It's great. Even if you have this thing where you're like, I don't agree with, doesn't mean people shouldn't be educated to the existence of. That's where compassion, community, being a human being and not being a dick is supposed to come into play.
I really think like that. But my biggest reason I've took the girls out of school is nothing to do with the school in itself. So the reason I've took the girls out of school is because I do think that the school is a prison.
The school is a prison. They should stay at home, missing their friends and social interactions. It would be better for the kids to be missing their friends and to just text them instead of seeing them face to face. It would be better for them to not have any structure. It would be better for them to only learn English for 1 hour a week, math, science, history for 1 hour a week. It would be better for that to happen so that they're not in a prison, because we would rather they just learn how to do the dishes and mop the floors and domesticate themselves.
The dog's bit my toe.
And there you have it. I find it incredibly ironic that she's against her kids learning about gender affirming care when she's clearly all for it. I mean, honey, girl, those eyebrows, those lips, the body.
You just earned yourself another episode of Downton Abbey.
That is also gender affirming care, okay? That's how that works. Again, she even runs an esthetician parlor where she films horror jump scare videos of lip injections. So intense, TikTok gave me a warning before watching, like this.
I don't recall ever discussing these kind of things with my kids. And whilst I'm open to teaching children things, I think their brains have to be capable of handling it and absorbing and understanding it.
When you look at other homeschooling moms on TikTok, the mom talk of it all, a pattern starts to emerge with some of them. Many frame their choices as a way of protecting their children from the realities of the 21st century, which literally, are you protecting or are you projecting? That's my question. Protecting or projecting? I'm gonna go with the latter. The more you shelter them in your bigotry, the more they're probably going to rebel against you once they grow up and realize that there are other types of people in the world and that that's okay. One particularly unsettling example is an American mom talker who goes by the name Miami Onami.
I'm a gross mom. Of course I drank my own pee for 6 months.
I hate it here.
The person, there was like a homeschooling expert that was like, well, my concern is that they're not going to be civic-minded members of a functioning democracy. First of all, it's dysfunctional. But second of all, That's the whole point, is to not pump out more civic-minded members of a functioning democracy. Lol.
Miami Onami is another sus mom talker, self-described teacher of sex, magic, and cult survivor who makes content about how she's proudly raising her kids without any schooling whatsoever.
We have no curriculum, we have no school hours. We really just respond whenever they want to know something and do our best to make sure they really get it.
Now, obviously, she has a drastically different background, which I think informs a lot of where she's coming from, and we're not getting into that, we're just doing a dip. But I will say, similarly to Casey Ann, she believes that traditional schooling is counterproductive, but she takes it a step further, and unlike Casey Ann, she says the best way to raise her kids is by not watching them at all.
Hey, you've been watching kids all day. What's the secret to watching them?
Don't watch them. Don't watch them. Set your house up in a way where there's space. Throw away everything if you need to, but baby-proof to the best of your ability and leave them. And you're gonna hear them cry and you're gonna get them, you know when your baby's in pain, but they'll get into little frustrations, they'll call for you or whatever. But if you leave them and you don't interfere and you do your own thing, put your book in, focus on your own self.
Yeah, it's actually unbelievable how this level of neglect is framed as altruistic enlightenment.
Children have meltdowns, adults should not. If you say no early on enough and your no means something because you haven't fallen for this gentle parenting shit, then it's very easy to get what you want out of life. I really recommend Bratbuster's parenting. She's amazing. Mess. Throw away everything. If you are sick of picking something up, throw it away. Then you never have to pick it up again.
Wow. So this lady makes Casey Ann's eyebrow tinting seem like a 4-year accredited university, but one thing I believe they have in common is that they're both holding their kids back from developing independent beliefs beyond their own and depriving them of critical thinking skills that even the most basic homeschooling curriculum intrinsically provides. Since taking her girls out of school about a year ago, Casey Ann has posted some TikToks of how they're spending their time at home, and the so-called curriculum is a bit concerning, to say the least.
Gotta go to school, I can't have a dumb kid. I haven't done a come clean with us for quite some time now, but Bug and Bunny are now out of full education and they're being home tutored.
When you think of homeschooling, you might imagine sitting at the kitchen counter with a workbook, but I don't think that's what Casey Ann has in mind. She's taken a more hands-on approach, like doing the dishes.
And to actually get the job done. So we gave downstairs a little wipe over. The girls are pretty good at cleaning up. They're not messy, dirty girls. They're just kids, but they are good little helpers and good little cleaners, and they do actually listen. Bug washed up, dried up, put away. Bunny done a bit of hoovering, put a load of washing on, washed the floors down. Pretty much just give it a little once over.
And then there's the girls' at-home school lunches.
You'll be sick. So they have microwaved frankfurters. My bunny don't eat butter, but Buggles
loves it.
Has loads. Talk over it though.
But to be fair, even as low-key gross as that looks, it doesn't, listen, it is a privilege to say that looks gross. I'll acknowledge that. And also she talks about being very wealthy and you're giving them hot dogs and butter. I'm just saying, as unappetizing as that looks, the butter franks are frankly not that much worse than some public school food. And yes, I get it. Someone's probably gonna be in the comments, Swoop, excuse me, but the school lunches that I had were disgusting. I hear that. And I will counter that by saying this. They probably had the excuse, meaning they were underfunded, okay? I'm sure they were underfunded and the budget cuts and the red tape, and it's a mess. It's a mess. I think most schools and quality educators would really like to be able to feed the kids and feed them a decent meal. And a lot of them, they're stuck, their hands are tied, it's terrible.
Mate, this is fucking banging.
In an interview with The Sun, Casey Ann said that they're getting a well-rounded education. I hope so. Quote, they do chores around the house to earn money, and now with their little brother, they will learn how to sort him out. This is their school. how to do chores, and how to sort out their little brother. Oh, these kids, someone help, send help. They're learning domestic and life skills too. None of that is telling me anything about education. Like none of that is telling, that's just life shit that the kids should be learning regardless. They should be learning that in addition to schooling. Like one doesn't replace the other. You still need to like learn and understand science, reading comprehension, how to write, how to speak. Just go back to it. Despite the backlash, Casey Anthony said, in the traveling community, the girls would traditionally be housewives. You're not in the traveling community though. I don't even want the girls to be that. I want them to flourish and have businesses. Then I really think an education would help them. I really think having an education in addition to the life lessons would help them flourish as human beings, period, and have businesses that are successful. Throughout her explanations, Casey Anthony, oh, I didn't mean that. Throughout her explanations, Casey Ann repeatedly references the traveling community, which I was a little confused at first, but then I came across one of her earlier viral videos where she just kind of rattles off a series of facts about herself, and it started to maybe make a little bit more sense, or like a few puzzle pieces started to like fall into place. Like first she talks about her mental health.
I have borderline personality disorder and bipolar. I don't medicate. I am a raving lunatic, manic, like organisational OCD, where I obsess over timing and I write everything down. I make lists.
Then she goes on to make a derogatory remark about people of smaller stature for some reason.
I'm 5'1", so I'm literally like a midget. 6'4".
But what really stood out to me from her 73 Questions with Vogue is that she mentions she was on a show called G Weddings back in the day. And again, I'm intentionally not saying the full word.
I starred on Gypsy Weddings, Gypsy Fortunes back before I had children. I know you won't recognise me because I was fat.
Now this show, titled My Big Fat G Wedding, was a niche British reality television series that aired on Channel 4 from 2010 to 2015. It followed the lives of Irish traveller and Romani communities in the UK, which helps explain what she means by considering herself part of the traveling community. Now that G term, that's also like a title of a Shakira song. It was just like a little shallow dip here. It was used to describe Romani traveling culture, and it's widely considered a derogatory term when used by outsiders, and it's rooted in very harmful stereotypes. Now, that being said, learning that she appeared on that show and identifies with that culture, I'm not going to speculate other than to say I think in her mind that helps her clarify why she repeatedly refers to her family as part of a traveling community. Again, I don't have enough information about her or her background. If there are any Romani individuals watching, please let me know in the comments if it is appropriate for her to associate with that or not. But again, we have like very limited information. But I just wanted to point to that being a thing that I think she leans into as to why she thinks that her kids just shouldn't be in school ever, and all they should learn is basically homesteading. But for a little bit more, according to the UK Traveller Movement website, quote, Romani, Roma, and Irish traveller people belong to minority ethnic groups that have contributed to British society for centuries. Their distinctive way of life and traditions manifest themselves in nomadism, the centrality of their extended family, unique languages, and entrepreneurial economy. I couldn't find any footage of Casey Ann's time on that show, and based on her other videos, she appears to be largely settled in a very comfortable home in Kent, running her business and living with her family in one place. But if she did grow up in a traveling community, or whatever she refers to as that, it might at the very least explain why she herself personally could maybe in her mind try to say that schools are prison. That doesn't make it so, but I'm trying to just like understand a bit of her perspective, question mark. But that even maybe is a stretch, and I'm by no means speaking on behalf of anybody in any traveling community. I'm just specifically referencing her and what she has been citing about her life.
I think schools are prison.
Now, while she isn't actively living a traveling lifestyle anymore, this context creates a question. Is she attempting to maintain a continuity, a continuation by pulling her daughters out of school so early? Is she like trying to create this traveler style lifestyle based off of what and I just don't think so. I think she just hates trans. Like, I really think it's just like some bigotry shit. I really think that's why she's like doing this to the kids and not giving them a proper education or giving them access to it. And they don't have any choice, right? They're just kids. If she's not promoting a traveling lifestyle, and it doesn't appear that she is, and is promoting the idea of not schooling her children or unschooling her children to the whole of the internet, then what?
I'm on a phone ban at the minute. I'm a millionaire businesswoman and I dropped out of school at 14.
After watching so much of her content, it's hard not to notice that Casey Ann holds harmful beliefs about other people she considers other and like not worthy of existing, I guess. And I worry that without school as a counterbalance, her daughters may grow up with very limited exposure to perspectives beyond their own by design and perspectives beyond hers, the mom's. That's a dangerous, slippery slope when parents are like, I don't want my kids to learn anything outside of what I believe. It's like, well, I don't think that's healthy. In fact, I know that's not healthy. And that's, yeah, that's opening up a lot of issues there and stripping away like autonomy of access to things like education, I think I don't think that's good at all. I can't help but feel that for some unschooling parents, especially those without clear guide rails like Casey Ann and Mammy Onami, the fear of schools controlling their children or teaching ideas they disagree with just leads to an even tighter grip at home. By trying to avoid some perceived corrupted outside influence, they end up exerting more control over their children's lives than the schools, reinforcing regressive beliefs and in some cases prioritizing their own comfort and convenience over what may actually be best for the kids and their future. And if we're not putting the best interest of the child first and their development and education, what's the point? Okay, Suspirians, time to step out of the dark waters of the Suspool, grab a towel and dry off. That's what I got. What do you think of this story? Leave me your thoughts in the comments. What do you think about unschooling? I am truly curious to know what you think about all of this. If you want to hear more stories like this, be sure to subscribe to this channel and tickle the like button for more. And let me know in the comments if you have any specific stories that you would like to dip into. Big thanks again to everyone who's been hyping these videos. Thank you so much. That really helps us reach new eyeballs and continue to grow our community here. I have a brand new full deep dive Swoop doc out on my main channel. That'll be linked below and in the pinned comment as per usual. Huge thank you to our channel members. I appreciate you all so much. And to our Patreon members, over 5,000 of you are part of our Patreon community, okay? She's exclusive, baby. We love it. You can join our Patreon community for exclusive access to 4 more videos per month. That's 4 more uncensored, unfiltered videos. Plus you get the access to the entire back catalog of videos that are only available on Patreon, including the podcast. We've got extended episodes. We've got uncensored stuff. We've got behind the scenes, all of that type of stuff. We have free tiers where you get access to trailers and promos and posts and my random thoughts or photos, behind the scenes stuff, as well as the additional support tiers. So you can get some free content there and you can sign up for the newsletter to make sure that you know every time a new piece of content comes out. Also, we've got the Valid Ribcage hoodie is still available. We have the Suspool Season 2 collection is still out there, Season 1 and Season 2. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Bluesky. I am active most often on Instagram, and I'm hoping to be doing some Instagram. Maybe we'll do some TikTok content, okay? Maybe, I'll think about it. But Instagram and Instagram stories is where I post most often, so do check in with me, touch base with me, give a tickle over there. Also, friends, if your savings is barely earning anything and you're not getting back 5% on things like groceries or gas, check out Chime. And right now, through my link, you can get up to a $350 bonus with a new Chime checking account. Go to chime.com/swoop2, tap my link below or scan the QR code on screen. Make sure you go through my link for the up to $350 bonus and treat yourself, honey. You deserve it. Thanks for coming for a swim. Have a good day out there. Beware the creepy, keep it cute, and I'll see you next time in the Suspool. Swoop!